Hola, and welcome back, Masters and Princesses. I hope you were doing well today. We are jumping back into the Conqueror album, and I think it's interesting because for a long time, ever since I started reacting to BAND-MAID and listening to them and becoming a fan, diving in deeper, right? I have always gotten I've always seen the title. You got to check out the Dragon Cries. You've got to check this out. You got to check this out. Now, from what I understand, okay, I have done some research into the Dragon Cries, and it's mainly because this was a song not produced by BAND-MAID themselves. So this song was produced by Tony Visconti, which he is most notably known for working with David Bowie, right? He's worked with Thin Lizzy and various other bands. If you go to his Wikipedia, there's a bunch of bands listed, but the bands that I knew the most, or, well, the artist I knew the most was David Bowie, and then I know of Thin Lizzy, right? So I just thought it was crazy that he's really well known in the music world. So there's tons. And we can go on, but this is not about him. It's just about, I wanted to throw that in there. Also, lyrics were not written by BAND-MAID themselves. Also, it's one of the songs that is like I think Bestie's all in English too, right? But I think before Bestie, the Dragon Cries was the first song that was fully in English. So I'm excited to check this out and finally get to see it and hear it because I didn't know it was a music video. That was the other thing that was really exciting. Like, I like not being distracted by a music video because honestly, seeing the ladies in the video always is fun because it's nice to see them. But when I don't have a distraction on screen, I feel like I can listen better. But it's also nice to just see a music video every now and then. So I'm excited to check this out. Before we do, like and subscribe, share as you wish. Discord, Patreon, all that stuff is down there. We are going to finally finish the acoustic OQG from March 20th. I can't even remember the date, but I'm excited to do that because I'll get to see and listen to Bubble in an acoustic fashion, as well as next week we'll be doing some we'll try and see the Dragon Cries live from a concert. So anyway, I'm excited to dive in. I'm going to shut up. Let's get to it. This is interesting. Dude, this is so crazy. In my research of this song to just kind of get an understanding of where we were going, I went into this with no expectations. And this is gonna, again, I'm gonna out myself really bad here. I think I know some of David Bowie's music, but I don't know a lot. If I've heard it, I probably have never heard it unless it's in a movie. I know. I get it a lot. I say it all the time because I have friends who are just like, "Oh my God, David Bowie," and I'm like, Yeah, I know. I feel bad. It's just one of those things that I just haven't gotten around to. But I think what's interesting about this so far, again, with the research I did, from what I understand, and again, if I can get my hands on a full on interview, from what I understand with the research, is that Konami still had her hands on composing the song. Okay. Because if you don't know what a music producer does, in the small, I'm just gonna say it in the most like um the simplest way is they can have their hands in the process of making the song and give suggestions on how to adjust things and maybe even make like a melody that can be put into the song. And from what I understand is that Visconti made the melody to the vocals. I mean, melody to the lyrics, which this is not quintessential like BAND-MAID sound to me. Something feels very, very different, and it's not different in a bad way. It's just different. Like from everything I've listened to off the Conquer album, this one is very like it feels like light and day to me because their sound is there. It's them, but something feels very different. So I want to go back. We have a lot of silent intro. Not unusual to have effects. Now this is not... Yeah, something about this feels very almost jazz-like, blues-like, and it's mid-tempo, which we've gotten more mid-tempo songs more recently, I guess, and at this point, like, this album had more mid-tempo songs, so it kinda makes sense, but at the same time, okay, this is gonna sound really weird, and I don't know how to put it into more terms right now, but something sounds so American about it, and I feel dumb saying that because I'm not one of those people to kind of like, say that. I don't do that. But if something sounds like this is something I would hear at a bar, like sitting down, like especially if I went to like a more darker, maybe a little more like uh hardened bar. You hear what I mean?
Something happened long ago. The world was simple, and love could grow back together in dark and light. At peace within, no need to fight.
Okay, that's the other thing. It's not uncommon in BAND-MAID as well, but something feels like we are really allowing the vocals to take the forefront in this front half of the song, and the instrumentals are kind of in the background, and then the instruments come back in more prominently. But it's just interesting that we're letting the vocals come forward with Psyche and Miku. And the layered Psyche. And it's like we're like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's an effect that's obviously supposed to be put on Psyche's voice. It's almost, and again, not bad. It's like glass cutting through the the texture of the band. So whatever Visconti did to produce the sound, I really like how the bass is layered in this actually, because you can really hear. I feel like you can hear all the instruments really well. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up about it. But it's just interesting how like the words kind of cut like glass. And I'm not saying the words, it's the way the vocals are layered in here. It's very different in comparison to the rest of the sound that I'm hearing. Like the guitar hook.
Then you left me, no reason why. No going away, my love is dry, my best was empty. No treat to
Okay, secondary guitar line.
stand and shine, a moonlit sky.
And they're still showing off at the same time, which is awesome. Dang, that bass line. Hold on. That's interesting how we go from the we get, lyrics, the melody. Also, I'm again, it's very different, yet so still has BAND-MAID in it. And I think it's because Konami probably went in on the like she composed it. I do wonder, however, because again, with a producer, they can go in and kind of talk about like, can we change this? Can we adjust this? And I'm kind of wondering if there was anything adjusted. We will never know unless it's ever discussed. But it feels like the guitar parts and the bass parts sound like they stayed the same. And maybe I feel like the drum parts maybe have been adjusted a little bit, but I don't know. It's just something is so different. And like watching I guess since there's a video to watch, right? We see a bunch of the things and ironically it's things that are going on in the world now still, they're talking about I think they're basically talking about the song has lyrics that can be interpreted as in the Dragon Cries, meaning like a dragon is a strong character. It's frightening. It can be considered powerful, but even the most powerful beings and souls and people on the planet can be saddened by things they see. We just might not do it always in public, right? Maybe that's my interpretation. This is kind of neat. Also, to hear them sing in English is pretty cool. So I really like this section though. All bass and drums. I love that background guitar line. love that melody. Ooh. Well, that's kind of neat because at the beginning there was a black snake and then it changes to a white snake. So, well, okay, when I think of a phoenix, phoenix rises from the ashes and is I don't know, it's sometimes I feel like the world needs to be a phoenix. Can it just like and then rise from the ashes? Anyway, um yeah, this is it's so bandmade, yet it's not. And it's not, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I have said this 1,000 times before, and I'll keep saying it again, okay? BAND-MAID can take this is a horrible way to put it. BAND-MAID could probably take a turd. I hate saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. And polish it and make it sound amazing. They they have the skill set instrumentally and talent-wise. They have a lot of good skill sets to be able to take anything and turn it into something better. And not saying that this was something bad and turned into better. It's just they're capable of creating something and making it sound good. And having someone else produce something for them, I don't think affects them very much because if you walked into a room and heard, because he discovered them from the lyricist, I believe, Tom Kenny, not to be mis uh not to be what is the not to be confused with Tom Kenny, a voice actor. Tom was like he took Visconti out to see BAND-MAID and he was just blown away by Konami's like guitar abilities and blown away by the band. And then, he obviously saw that they are capable of doing a lot of things and being able to play a lot of music because of just their abilities, their skills, right? So he probably didn't have to do too much, but he just wanted to be involved because he wanted to create a good collaboration opportunity here, which it's great. It's good. It's different. I like this for what it is. I definitely think obviously they put it on the Conquer album because why not? And it's a mid-tempo song, and that a lot of the Conquer song or Conquer album are mid-tempo songs. It's got a good sound. To me, it's got that again, it very weird that my brain's going here. It's got that American dark bar, pool bar, like I'm going for a drink because I just lost my woman and now I want to go get in a bar fight. I know that sounds super weird, but that's what I hear. And you can hear that old school kind of rock sound that I guess to me BAND-MAID's more new school, even though I don't think I wouldn't consider them old school. And again, their style was constantly evolving before, but I think this probably was like, I wonder if this was also like a tune that Konami had written and wasn't sure where to go with it and probably threw this out at Visconti and then he was like, "Yeah, we can go somewhere with this." Because imagine how many songs Konami has actually written and just hasn't actually like put it out there yet. Think about that. That is a common thing with composers. Composers will come up with melodies and have a melody for years, and yet they won't throw it out until or put it to something like 4 or 5 years out. It happens. So that's why I think this is interesting because I guarantee you this was something Konami just probably had in the bank and was like, I don't know what to do with it. So let's throw it out to another guy who's wanting to work with us. Let's see how it goes. This is cool. This is very unique. It's just a very different sound. The way the guitar lines lay, like obviously BAND-MAID's still doing their thing in here. You can still hear a primary guitar line and a secondary guitar line. I love how you can hear the bass throughout the whole thing. Um, I wonder if Visconti had a hand in like how they layered the sound because you can hear everything. It's very different in comparison to some of the other tracks that they have, where I kind of struggle to hear everything. The drums are like feel very different than what Akane would normally do, except that middle portion, it felt very Akane coded. Bass line sounded just like Misa. Guitar lines sounded like Misa or Kanami and Miku. It sounded right. And then listening to Saiki and Miku sing that way, mid-tempo song plus mid-tempo lyrics. Something about it, man. It just felt different. Because sometimes we always have faster moving lyrics, and maybe it's because of the Japanese, because there's like a difference in syllables and um how the song is presented lyrically, but it's cool. Also, the art style of what was happening. I'm curious as to what the inspiration of the lyrics were at the time, even though I know that they didn't write the lyrics, but it's just interesting. This was cool. Sorry if I get a little long-winded. I just really wanted to make sure I understood the whole Visconti production of this, and as well as like who wrote the lyrics and who did what. And even though I don't feel like I'm going to know everything, it would be nice to, because knowing that information kind of can give you more insight into how the song was made. And it was cool because I think I remember why people were telling me to listen to this. And it's because when you hear, look, I know it's not uncommon for bands that don't sing in English to add English lyrics to their songs, but I remember the first time I ever heard BAND-MAID, and I noticed that they did insert some English words into their songs. I thought that was kind of cool, and I also was just like, I wonder why they do that. And I mean, there doesn't need to be an answer for that. I mean, they can if they want to. There's nothing wrong with it. But I just thought it was very interesting. And then I finally asked the question of, do they have any of the songs like fully in English? And I think this was one of the first ones. And then there was Bestie, right? Bestie is fully in English as well, which was produced by Mike Einziger from Incubus. So yeah, it's just one of those things where music collaborations are neat because your music ends up changing a little bit, and that little bit of change can also create opportunities as well, because it puts your name out there, right? Because I think a lot of people might hold Tony Visconti in high regard, and people, I assume, like in the US at least, and in Europe, right? And Einziger, right? Incubus. I mean, how many people don't know of Incubus? Anyway, I had to talk about it, and I thought it was interesting. So anyway, it was more like information and understanding, and the music kind of matching that as well. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are, because I also, when I was doing research with this, I did read that there are some people who the song is kind of divisive. A lot of people really, really like it, or a lot of people really, really don't, or they're kind of in the middle of, I'm still learning to love something, because you can learn to love something. It is very, very possible. You can really learn to enjoy something over a period of time when you start to feel like you understand it more. So let me know what you are. Like, are you on the fence? Are you on one side or the other? Let me know. I'm curious. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. I've talked too much. Like and subscribe, share as you wish. Discord, Patreon. We're checking out the final part 3 of the online OQG. I'm excited to get into that, and I'm gonna do it later today. Record at night, because I'm gonna crack open a cold one. We're gonna drink some Sapporo, and I'm excited. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up. I Hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you in the next BAND-MAID Sunday. Peace out.